I work with Belal Muhammad, right?
Yes.
You know Belal.
Yes.
And so he's got Ramadan.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So with that, if you had an athlete, and you probably have before.
I have. Yep. Muslim faith. Yep.
Yeah, what's the protocol for that?
Well, that's a really good question. I tell you what I do use under those circumstances a lot. I supplement a lot, right? Particularly before bed. Yeah. You definitely, if they're willing to, and I don't know in the case if he would, but and there are certain foods that are restricted as well, right? But let's assume that but like certainly slower kinetic foods, right? So casein before bed, UCAN might be a supplement. Casein protein, yes. Casein protein, why? Yeah, because of the slower kinetics. So what we're at least doing is we're dragging out the time that we have certain things available. So it is really hard for an athlete like that to do that. Now, the one good thing they have going for them is they've had an adaptive response greater than someone else because they've lived that culturally, right? So they'll do that. But what you try to do again after that is get in as much food from the window of sundown to before they go to bed. And I use a lot of supplements only because it's easier to help consume larger volume at that time. Yeah, so they can be really helpful to get, if you only have a 5 or 6 hour protein window, eat a good meal with a lot of nutrient density, then take a protein shake an hour later, then do a slow acting carbohydrate later so that fuel may be available later.
A little bit of fats in between.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, I would say that too because the digestibility of those like a protein shake
exactly
would definitely help.
You're making it easier in that shorter window, and you're making it quicker. So the whey would be wonderful, like soon as they can go whoop and then go eat, and then prior to bed I like things that maybe a UCAN would be good because it's slower acting carbohydrate.
UCAN?
Yeah, UCAN. So the kinetics there are slower. And it was originally made for like a glycogen phosphorylase disease where you can't make glycogen, so liver or muscle. So someone can actually, if they have low blood glucose and you were to burn it out during sleep and you can't produce liver glycogen to go to the brain, it's not a good thing, right? So what they do is they have a slower acting carbohydrate so they can sustain glucose levels for a longer period of time. And that could be something great for...
Yeah, so that would be like almost the opposite of like something like brand cyclic dextrin.
Exactly opposite of like a Vitargo.
Gotcha.
Instead of getting it in there and like 10 seconds, now we're going to do it slow.